Hello and welcome back to Houseofastralis. My name is Kayla and I am your cosmic guide for your full moon in Gemini. This is a timeless reading. I also intended this reading to be for your highest and best good and for us to receive the messages that you need to hear at this time. And as this is a collective reading, please be at peace with anything that does not resonate and leave the rest behind. I have this ritual planner workbook that I will be reading from to give you some information on this full moon in Gemini. The full moon in Gemini arrives on December 4th like a burst of breath in the stillness, quick, clever, flickering like candlelight across 1,000 thoughts. This is a lunar moment of multiplicity, of dualities and dialogue, of asking what's true and what else might be. Ruled by Mercury, Gemini is the sign of words, wits, and wind. It is the pollinator of the zodiac, cross-pollinating ideas, languages, and possibilities. This full moon, exact at 13 degrees Gemini, illuminates the liminal spaces between thought and intuition, mind and message, speaker and seeker. Tarot links Gemini with the Lovers, not just a card of romance, but of reflection, mirroring, and meaningful choice. Under this moon, that card feels especially alive. You may find yourself in conversation with an old version of you. A decision may shimmer with double meanings. A truth may change shape depending on how you hold it. This isn't about answers, it's about connection. And the sky echoes this theme. Mercury, Gemini's ruler, sits in Scorpio, deep, deliberate, and unafraid to dig beneath the surface. Here, thoughts are not just thoughts. They're spells, secrets, and soul maps. Mercury in Scorpio doesn't skim, it dives. And under this full moon, that depth grants us a rare gift, clarity with consequence. Meanwhile, Jupiter retrograded Cancer and Saturn in Pisces form a grand water trine with Mercury. Emotion, memory, and meaning flow in a harmonious loop. What you say might echo across timelines. What you feel might carry ancestral weight. This is a moon for emotional intelligence, not just intellect. Your nervous system is as much a messenger as your mind. Grand water trines bring ease but also invitation. They ask, what will you soften? Will you listen? Will you let the truth come through the back door, disguised as a memory, a metaphor, or a song you can't stop humming? And if that weren't enough, Uranus retrograde in Taurus sextiles Neptune retrograde in Pisces, vibrating just beneath the surface. The visionary and the awakener are whispering across worlds. Downloads may arrive in dreams. Epiphanies may emerge through art, scent, or touch. This is not a night for logic alone. It's a night for messages that move sideways intuitively like wind through leaves. Let yourself be curious. Let yourself contradict. Let the many cells within you speak. Gemini teaches us that truth doesn't have to be singular to be sincere. You can hold complexity. You can name the paradox. You can be the bridge. Ritually, this full moon supports journaling, automatic writing, mirror work, and conversations that have been waiting in the wings. You might write a letter to a part of yourself you've forgotten. You might pull cards and speak their stories aloud. You might sit with someone you trust and just talk. Very deep, very exciting, honestly, for me. And if you would like deeper insight into what this full moon in Gemini is doing for you, look at your natal chart and find where Gemini is. So for me, it's in my 11th house of community, the collective, social, networking even. And then it's also has my Saturn, which is really interesting. And of course, if you would like your own personal insights into this full moon or any other questions you may have, definitely feel free to check out my links down below. I do appreciate it. With that being said, I do want to start off with the crystal wisdom. I intended it to be, of course, any words of wisdom that you may need to hear at this time, but also some crystals that you can work with. We have malachite. Embrace transformation. Let go of what holds you back. Sunstone, embrace warmth and vitality. Let your spirit glow with light. So the malachite here, with the full moon, it's kind of letting things go. So embrace the transformation. Let go of what holds you back, literally. These are two awesome crystals. So, first up, what truth is trying to surface for you? We've got the Knight of Wands. So, this is telling me that you are being invited to take quick action. Like, it's time to get fired up. We are in Sagittarius season. And of course, we are in December if you are watching this in real time. So, with that, a lot of us may want to intuitively kind of slow down and be with nature in the seasons and just not be so either active or just go go go. And I think that's totally fine. But while you're staying in, while you're cozy, I think you can definitely be creative in your pursuits and kind of get fired up or inspired about something to get you warm. I don't know. I just wanted to say get you warm. So again, inspiration, fired up. It's time to take action on something. And action, just to reiterate, doesn't mean you have to go out and be active. Take time to be with nature and sync up with the cycle, but also get inspired, be warm, do something that inspires you, brings you some sort of passion, because it seems like this has already been deep down and now it's kind of bubbling up for you. I don't know if this is a conversation that you've been having, but it keeps coming up for you to kind of take a risk, just do it. Next up, we have what version of yourself is being reflected back to you. With the Seven of Cups, this can present in many ways, like myself, with decision paralysis. So I just even heard not trusting yourself, like not trusting your intuition and letting all these other ideas or options get in your way when deep down you kind of already know. So if you followed that inner compass, you would definitely figure it out. You would intuitively know what this is for you or what options are the correct ones for you. Something that happened before I started filming is coming back to me now to resonate with this. I accidentally dropped one of the deck of cards all over the place and I just heard scattered. Like the energy might feel very scattered, and this is what it's kind of giving me right now. So the version of you that's being reflected for you to work with, integrate, maybe it's a shadow or an old version of you, is the scattered part who needs to kind of maybe be a little bit more focused and not all over the place. I just got a hit with this transformation card and the butterfly. The butterfly sticks out to me. Here, with all these options, I see someone trying to transform, trying to try on a different hat and kind of really fit into themselves. So, with all these options, it's like, what do I want to be? Who do I want to become? And so now you're faced with having to face these different versions of yourself and the different options that they come with, the different life paths that they come with. I think the guidebook also mentioned something about thresholds, or I read it in the book somewhere else, but this is a time of thresholds. It's kind of having to choose which cup you want, which version of yourself you'd like to be out of all the other ones you've tried. What message is moving through you intuitively? We've got the Five of Swords. So this is something deep down you've already maybe picked up on, and it's kind of just been lingering at the surface there that your mind can't really articulate and it can't really justify, but your body, your spirit, your intuition already kind of know it's there. Like you get this feeling. And with this, it's potentially a conflict with others, maybe some fighting with Gemini, the swords and the communication here. Mercury retrograde ended not too long ago, so it's like you could still be picking up the pieces from that, and maybe some arguments or strife that have been happening there. But if this doesn't fit you, another part of the story I'm getting is that you will win at all costs. Like, if you really put your mind into it and your passion behind it, you can win. You don't have to lay back and let people walk all over you or talk their talk. It's like at the end of the day, you know that you will win, and you don't have to be putting your mind and your intellect into these other people or these other situations if it's not yours. Not your circus, not your monkeys. Lastly, how can you hold space for complexity and integrate these insights? Ooh, love. The Queen of Pentacles comes out to tell you to nurture yourself, first of all. It may be hard to integrate and hold space for all of this complexity if you feel scattered and all over the place. So I think you need to take that time to really do some self-care, or that's just centering yourself, becoming grounded literally, and just being able to admire these complex thoughts. She's here kind of like, oh, okay, I see you. I see you. And you don't have to agree with it, but there's complexity that we don't understand. There's lots of paradox. So just being able to sit with it, I think, meditate on it, even just let it be present with you so that you can come to some sort of understanding, or at least just acceptance that it's there too. It lives and breathes just like you do. And I do have some numerology cards here. I intended it for extra guidance on any of these themes and just what may come up for you during this full moon. We've got 41, self-discipline. Sorry about the glare. 41, self-discipline, and 48, financial discipline. So lots of discipline here. I can see that in the Queen of Pentacles as well, just discipline. She's able to have this practice of sitting there and just being one, essentially. So self-discipline, I see this showing up in the Nine of Wands, where again, having the energy to take inspired action, have the discipline enough to know what you are going for and to take that action, but also to not burn yourself out. Have the discipline to slow down and come back to center when you're done. Even self-discipline with the Seven of Cups, right? If you are kind of in this in-between state of who am I, who do I want to be, how can I transform myself? That's part of it too, is having the discipline to not be so scattered. Financial discipline, of course. Queen of Pentacles shows up to say, hey, nurture your money, right? You need to nurture and take care of what you have instead of worrying about everything else around you. Kind of just focus in on your budget, on one aspect. You don't have to be buying an abundance of things if you don't need to. Take control of that. Malachite too, at least I use it for financial, like my finance or my money bowl. I kind of use it for that purpose. So definitely some links there as well. Maybe spent too much time Black Friday shopping, but I guess just reel it in a little bit, have some self-discipline to put a cap on how much you're spending. The holidays are coming up and that's easier said than done, but have that drive for yourself, that motivation to do what you know is best for yourself. The bottom of the deck was the Lovers. I do have to put a crystal on it, of course, but again, fascinating. I love when the Zodiac's card comes through. This is Gemini's card, the Lovers, the duality, the mirror. And this Seven of Cups was the mirror question of like, what version of yourself is being reflected back to you. Love to see it. I hope you have a fantastic full moon in Gemini. I would be so grateful if you liked, commented, subscribed, interacted with this video so that it can be spread to those just like you who needed to hear this message. So thank you so much. Eternally grateful for you, and I can't wait to read for you again next time.